The one thing that's doing more harm than anything else at the moment is social distancing. The lunatics who are now running the asylum are insisting that we'll have to retain social distancing forever. In my view, anyone who says this is an ignorant cryptorchid poltroon who should be locked up for everyone's safety. The type of social distancing being forced on us is, to use that well-known medical phrase, total bollocks. I'll explain why in a minute. It's social distancing which is destroying lives and which will destroy businesses and everything else which makes our world good. Social distancing forces friends to shout to one another across the street and prevents grannies hugging their grandkids. Social distancing makes people fearful, it breeds distrust, suspicion and even hatred. Passers-by step to one side and walk on the road, risking certain death if they see someone coming. Social distancing will prevent meetings and demonstrations. It's difficult to think of a business which won't be adversely affected by social distancing. Restaurants are told they'll have to throw out 3/4 of their tables and then try to make a profit. Airlines have to throw out 1/3 of their seats and then try to make a profit. Sports arenas can only seat people if they have 6 feet of space all around them. Cinemas and theatres will have to close off most of their seating. Cafes and pubs have no chance. Commercial kitchens will be non-viable. Most kitchens will accommodate only one chef. Who's going to tell the bloke in the big white hat that he has to do the washing up? Hotels are doomed by social distancing. Can you imagine trying to get back to your room after breakfast? I'm afraid there's a 1-hour queue for the lift, sir. We're only allowed to put 2 people at a time in the lift. The theory behind social distancing is that it will protect people from other folk who sneeze or cough. But I think that whoever thought this up is a cretin. And I think that the people who are implementing social distancing are also cretins. Not because they didn't think through the social or economic implications, although that was bad enough, but because a sneeze doesn't stop at 6 feet, and nor does a cough. A cough can spread droplets for 18 feet, and a sneeze can travel 24 feet. So if we're going to have social distancing, they've got the bloody distance wrong. It has to be at least 24 feet, and really it ought to be 30 feet to be safe. A 6 feet limit is arbitrary and pointless. If we're going to do this properly, social distancing has to be 30 feet. Now, I suppose there are probably waiters who can serve feet from 6 feet away. But how many waiters can serve food from 30 feet away? How many people can you get in a bus or a railway carriage if everyone has to be 30 feet from everyone else? If there's a driver on a bus, the passenger will have to run behind. It's stupid. And that's why they didn't introduce social distancing that was of any value. They introduced enough social distancing to bugger up life, but not enough to do any good. The sensible solution is to push our so-called leaders into forgetting about social distancing completely, and to teach people good manners, to encourage everyone to cover their mouths and noses if they sneeze or cough, and to encourage everyone to wash their hands frequently. All quite simple, really. Thanks for watching and listening. Actually, the listening is, as usual, far more important than the watching, and I'm one of the disposable generation. A very big thank you to all of you who have left kind messages. Much appreciated.